Tuffs, after a difficult month, that's now 2 wins and a bounce against, even though it's early on in the season, 2 teams right up there. What's your assessment of today?
I thought it was very good. I think it's a much calmer environment, which is probably helping towards that. I think they're a very good side as well. You just said they'll be right up there. Going forwards, they've got some very, very good players. And I think the first 20, they were on top. And Marston has made 2 very, very good saves to keep it at 0-0. One of them has got absolutely no right to make, like levels above. I think if they score that, perhaps a different day and they'll have ascendancy. But I think as a group, we worked out what we were doing, why they were hurting us, and we adapted and we changed. And by the end of the half, as much as Marston's made 2 unbelievable saves, aside from Jack's goal, and he's coming on leaps and bounds, by the way, he deserves a lot of credit. I give him so much stick, by the way. So just because I want him to go high and do really well, but he done really well in the last couple of games. But aside from that, we could have had 3. Could have been 3 up by half time. But in saying that, they were still a threat to us. So we thought, well, this is what we can do to stop that happening at half time. And I think we blew the legs off them. I did, and I thought for the last 20 minutes of the game, well, especially after we went 3 up, and I know it's easy to do with the 3-0 up, but they were still working hard. But I think we played some unbelievable football, and I think it could have been more by the end. But again, I'm not taking away from the fact that Martin kept us in it at 0-0, and that could have changed everything. But the boys are a credit, and I also have to give, before we ask more questions, what's right in my head, my ADHD going absolutely mad as always. I said to the boys after, it's just such a squad performance. Like I said, Adam Humphreys, the lad hasn't played much in the last month, and so many people throw their toys out of the pram, and he's just stuck at it. And he was very good and helped change the game on Saturday and on winning against Hilltop. He's one of the man of the match. He was so good, and it's just like that's what it's about. It's just group, and whether there were games that players play 10 games in a row, there were players sit in the bench a few games. That's football. But what's important to be together.
You briefly mentioned Adam Humphreys at the end there.
Yeah.
Really good today. A couple of games out the squad at the starting 11. Is that the sort of characters we've needed this last month to pull this around this week?
Yeah, well, we need the right characters, that's for sure, and you can easily lose your way when you've got the wrong characters around. But I think we've definitely got the right characters around. And like I said, Adam Humphreys is epitome of that. But even Sammy Ballaghan didn't start today. I know he only got 15 minutes. But when he came on, he was very, very good, like at his best, and that's what you need. So, no, it's really good. But like I said, and that's all of them. You could name all of them, like Skip and his leadership and how that goes all through a team. But for me, the players have really stepped up these last 2 games. All the players, and the players deserve immense credit. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's just 2 games.
Like you said, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We've now got a Saturday off.
Yeah.
How are we looking for next week?
I don't know. I'll tell you after the game. Again, we haven't got a game Saturday, which is great. Good momentum. Cheers for that. I think isn't our director's the league secretary, the fixture secretary. So yeah, cheers for that, Mr. Constable. But no fixtures on Saturday. Next up, league leaders Burnham, we're certainly one of the top teams again. It doesn't get any easier. But yeah, we'll go from there.
Well done today, mate.
Thank
On
you.
to the next.